Hello. Hello, good evening. Hey, Rufaro, how are you? Hi, Ruth. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Who's there? Welcome. Gold V, how are you? Good evening. How are you today? Thank you for joining, guys. As you're coming in, please do the honors of sharing. Share, 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 please. It's going to be a good evening today. Ayo, good evening. Thank you for joining. How are you today? I hope you're all good. Thank you, guys. Princess, good evening. Thank you for joining. Caroline, how are you? Thank you for joining. Please start sharing immediately. We're going to have a great evening with attributes of Dr. Sunday that we love and we love to cultivate as well. We know that we can develop these attributes. We can develop these attributes in many ways, and we just want to have that discussion today. Okay, Idorine, good evening. Thank you for joining. Yes, Idorine, you joined today, finally. Well done, good job. Thank you for joining. Please invite as many people as possible. You know you can invite in many ways. And I know 3 that really works well. Number 1, you can share this. So you just click on the share sign, or should I say button. There is no button because most of the devices are touch screen. But just click on share and then it would go to your page. And other people that goes on your Facebook page will be able to see this video. That's number 1. Number 2 way of sharing this is by tagging. So what do you do to tag? You enter the @ symbol, which is the symbol that you use for emails. And once you've entered that symbol, you start to type the person's name with no space in between. Facebook will populate the person's name and you select names that you want to invite. So do @ with each name. So that way the person would get a mention for Facebook and a notification that says you've mentioned their name on this program and they will be able to join you. That is a really effective way of inviting people. And another way you can do so is by inviting, just straight inviting. There's no ambiguity in that. It's just inviting the person that you really want to join this program. So if you can do all 3, that would be fantastic. Please do. Thank you very much. Gulam, how are you? Thank you for joining. How are you today? Okay, Idorine has already shared, so well done. Thank you for doing that. Fix my top. Thank you, Gold V. My top is very fine. Thank you so much. This is just the way it is, okay? So thank you very much, though, Gold V. Okay, guys, so let's do this today. We are going to discuss an attribute of Dr. Sunday that we all love and is visionary. I know that you've seen the title there. It says visionary. So what is visionary? What does that mean to you? But before I do that, I just want to do a few things before other people start to join us. First of all, I want to remind you of HMT, which is History Makers Training. That's History Makers Training. And what do you do in History Makers Training? It's a training that is done yearly, sometimes twice a year. Dr. Sunday will gather people who are interested. They'll gather them together here in Kyiv, Ukraine, and it would help you, it would train you to become what God wants you to become. So in many areas. So each HMT are different. There's no HMT that is the same. Many people have attended HMT several times because each time they come, they're able to achieve one thing or the other that they wanted to achieve for a long time. So this is a fantastic training. If you want to know more about HMT, the first point of contact is for you to go through Dr. Sunday's blog and go to sundayadelajablog.com/visit. That's sundayadelajablog.com/visit. There you will find a form on there and it has most of the details that you need, but you have to complete the form to get to know what you need to know. And then another way is by you writing an email to guest@godembassy.org. So that's guest, GUEST, @godembassy.org, and ask any of your questions regarding HMT and visiting Ukraine, coming to Ukraine for HMT. And the other way, I always suggest this way so that you can see firsthand for yourself, is by going to watch the videos of previous HMT, and they are available on Sunday Adelaja Official. That's Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. Sunday Adelaja Official. I can see Idorin saying it's too short notice for my family and I this year. Well, there's still December. You can still come for Christmas, but it's not for HMT. That's Christmas and New Year. We're preparing for that as well. So we would give you ample notice to give you that so that you'll be able to prepare for Christmas and New Year here in Kyiv, Ukraine. But for HMT, you can come to the next one, Idorin. If you can't come to this one, no problem. But you can also still go to Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube and look for the playlist HMT. That will really help you to know what HMT is about if you don't already do. Most people do. And another way is by you asking somebody that's already attended HMT before. If you don't know anyone personally, but you're on one of Dr. Sunday's groups or Facebook page, or join any of the group chats, then you can ask somebody. You can just write in one of the group chats and say, has anyone been to HMT? Would they be able to tell me a little bit about HMT, and in my personal inbox, or just connect with somebody that can give you more information that is not from here in Kyiv, or somebody that you can engage with outside of this environment in Kyiv that can give you a first-hand experience of their HMT attendance and what they experienced during HMT. So those are the ways that I can suggest. If you have any other way you can share ways, you can share with us so that we can share with other people as well. But it would be good for you to find out for yourself what HMT is like if you're really interested. But I promise you, if you attend HMT, you will not be the same again in anything. The way you look, you view life, the way you do things, what you know, of course, your knowledge will increase. That's a given. Anyway, anyone that is around Dr. Sunday knows that their knowledge will increase magnificently. So please come and join the History Makers training, or ask somebody about it, or watch the videos at the list to have more knowledge of what it's all about. But each HMT, I must say, is totally different. I've attended two myself, and I know each one is totally different topics and different discoveries. So it's an opportunity to come here and learn, and also ultimately to be what God has packaged you to be. That's the whole game, the whole goal of HMT for individuals. And it's really hectic. There's a lot to do, a lot of reading, a lot of focusing that is required from you in the few days. And it's from the 5th to the 12th of November. So that's in about, today's the 22nd, 8 days plus 13 days time. It starts in 13 days time. So if you're still interested, if you do not need a visa, all you need to do is just buy your plane ticket and also complete the form and pay for your accommodation. That's all. It's not that's the only thing that is you will need to consider. So it's just tickets and accommodation, and the accommodation here. So the packages are accommodation packages. We take care of everything else that you may need during your stay here in Kyiv, Ukraine. And it would also be in Dr. Sunday's house. So also it's an opportunity to check out Dr. Sunday's house and check out where I always come from, and also where Dr. Sunday comes from every evening. So you're all welcome. I'm always excited when people are coming. I'm excited for many reasons. I'm excited because, I'm seeing new people from all over the world. I'm also seeing people that I'm accustomed to as friends and family through Facebook. And also I'm excited for them because I know that they will not go home the same. They're going to realize their own dreams. And also I can see the zeal in them from the day that they arrive to the day that they do leave. I can see the zeal. And also I look forward to the testimonials and the testimonies that they give after attending HMT. So this is few of the many reasons why I love HMT. I've given you most of them now. So I'm looking forward to seeing many of you attend this HMT in November. Oluwatoyin, good evening. How are you today? Thank you for joining. Hello, Victoria. Thank you, Idorin. Thank you very much. Mary, how are you? Thank you. Hello, David. Thank you for joining. Malik, good evening. Thank you for joining. Okay. Timothy, good evening. Yvonne, good evening. Thank you for joining. Joyce, how are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you all. I really want you to engage with us this evening. And I would ask that you call Move Agents. This is the same call that the same messenger mail, or should I say messenger name or messenger contact or profile, messenger profile, Facebook profile that you use during Dr. Sunday's program later on at 9 p.m. Ukraine time, which is 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. So what you need to do is to go there and then click on the button, or should I say on the sign or the symbol that has a telephone, and then it will come straight to us here and you can contribute to the program this evening. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you on this topic, visionary, that we're going to discuss. And also you can write your comments. I always love reading your comments because your comments kind of give me life, you know, it's exciting. Just knowing that you're engaging with me also give me some sort of what should I say, it's good feeling. So please do engage that you are listening and also you're interested in the topic. So write your comments down and join us in this conversation. It's about is visionary. You know, how did we come about these attributes? Okay, if you're joining us for the first time, so you would probably not know why we're discussing attributes, and I'll go explain it to you. For those that join regularly and you know about attributes already, please, I would ask to you that you just need to bear with me, and you know, everyone else needs to know, you know, just, you know, let's be considerate to those who don't know the attributes. So the attributes of Dr. Sunday that we collated during Dr. Sunday's Golden Jubilee, which was back in May 2017. And we asked people on social media that what are the attributes of Dr. Sunday that they love and why they follow Dr. Sunday, why they follow his teachings, what their interests are in their teaching, in his teachings. And they came up with several attributes. I mean, quite a lot of attributes, and we selected 50 of them. Why 50? Because this is Golden Jubilee. He's 50 years old. So we selected 50 of them, and since June, mid-June, we started discussing them one by one. I think we are number 32 or 3 right now, and that is visionary. And for me, I enjoyed this program. I enjoy it myself because most of these attributes are attributes that I know the words to, I know what the meanings are, but they're not something that I imbibe in myself or even see myself doing until I started discussing these attributes in June with you guys. And you know, the essence of this is that so that we also as individual can also have these attributes. These attributes are not unique to just one person. The attributes that we also can cultivate as individual. And it's really interesting for me how now I've started thinking on another level of, okay, how can I develop this? What can I do to be this way? And it's been such a pleasure to do so and also learn from you how these attributes can be cultivated. So with visionary, what are your thoughts on these attributes? Is this an attribute that you consider that you have already, or you know people that have, or it's an attribute that you would like to cultivate? Visionary. I'll give you a definition of what visionary is or what it means. I usually have to do this because I know them, but I couldn't just give an example of what they are without having to look in the dictionary. I know many people are like that as well, but if you're not like that, congratulations. That's really good. You already know. But if you're a visionary already, or you know people that are visionary, or this is an attribute that you would like to cultivate also, please contribute in this. If you know people that are already visionary, give us examples of them. You know, what they do, what character they have to be a visionary, what makes you think that they're visionary. And feel free, if you want to talk about Dr. Sunday as a visionary, please feel free to do so. I might give you examples of how I see him as a visionary going by these definitions. So I will start with Google the definition. Google is my first point of contact when I look at definitions. So I don't know what your first point is, but you can also give your definition here of what a visionary is. Hello Israel, hello Olabisi, how are you? Thank you for joining. Please share this. Hi TY, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you all. I appreciate you all for joining this evening. Okay, so a visionary here, according to Google, says thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. That's it. It's just simply put, thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. that person is a visionary. And an example is a visionary leader. Okay, so I think I'm getting some sense into this now, and understanding what this word is in more depth, because I do say people are visionary. Not that I use this word much in my vocabulary, but it's probably a word that I need to even cultivate more myself now. Okay. Somebody is saying that the broadcast is reciting itself. I don't know what that means. Do you mean that it's echoing? Can somebody check out what's happening for me, so that I would know if this is happening to other people as well? Hello, Don. How are you? Okay, I'll check out what that means, but we can continue in the meantime. So, visionary. Are you a visionary? Other word that is synonymous with visionary is inspired, imaginative, creative, inventive, insightful, ingenious, enterprising, innovative, perceptive, intuitive. Somebody who has intuition, far-sighted, present. If anyone knows the pronunciation, please help me out by putting it in the letters that it is one by one, so I can pronounce it correctly. Discerning, penetrating, sharp, shrewd, wise, clever, talented, gifted, resourceful. So those are some of the synonyms with visionary. So let us know what your thoughts are. Mine is okay at my end. Thank you so much, Dorian. I appreciate that. Okay, so what are your thoughts on this this attribute, visionary? First of all, I just like to say, I've said this already in some ways, but I just want to say that the word visionary is something, from this definition, is what we should all cultivate. A lot of the time, Dr. Sunday tells us, maybe I should speak for myself from my angle. We look up to Dr. Sunday and how he is and what he is to us, what he's able to deliver to us. But these are attributes, or maybe should I say, fruits of what he has worked on over the years. They didn't just come to him like, whoa, just appear to him. They are, he developed to be able to be this way, to be able to be full of so much wisdom and content. He learned, he read widely, he developed himself, he prayed, he had solitude. He was doing everything, he was taking actions in his day-to-day life that made him into what he is now. So in all of these attributes that we discussed and we love, we also need to, the given is that we all need to work hard in able to attain this, to be able to imbibe this in ourselves. Imbibing this in ourselves is working every day, every hour, to be able to be like this. Okay, so as a visionary, so let's say now I want to be a visionary. What are the things that I need to do in able to be a visionary? I think that's the common question. So if somebody says, I want to be a businessman, or I want to be like a lawyer, that you have to go to school, you have to go and learn law, you have to do a lot of studying, you have to read a lot, so you know the steps. But to be a visionary, what are the steps that we need to take in order to be a visionary? So if anyone has got answers there, please share with us, and also share your thoughts as well. Jane, good evening. Thank you for joining. Happy birthday, Jane. I know it's your birthday today. It seems like a long hour ago that I said happy birthday, but happy birthday. I just want to say that again. So guys, what are the characteristics? What are the things that we need to do in order to become a visionary? So if anyone's got examples, or they've got points to share with us, please do so. I really want to know, because I want to be a visionary, because it says here, thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. With imagination or wisdom. So if you have imagination, it makes you a visionary. If you have wisdom, it makes you a visionary. But for me, imagination is quite different from wisdom, because a lot of people would have imagination. They imagine all sorts of things, but do they apply it? Does that mean that they're visionaries because they have imagination? Children have imaginations. Does that make them visionary? Is this an attribute that is pertaining just to adults, or actually maybe children could be visionaries? instead of, just thinking is an adult trait or an adult attribute. So let me know your thoughts. These are questions that we probably ask ourselves, but we don't have anyone to answer that question, and we just kind of forget away that, okay, maybe it's a stupid question, but I'm asking it. So take the opportunity now. Let's answer these questions, because I do wonder about some of these attributes and how, we can cultivate. I believe in them very much, and I believe in working hard to attain what you need to be in order to be the best you, to be what God created you to be. But saying that all these attributes are great, I love the definitions. What are the things that you need to? Is this pertaining to young people or just adults? Can a child be? Because I know children imagine a lot. They have a very vivid, should I say, imagination. Does that make them visionaries? Does visionary comes just from the imagination and the wisdom, or the execution of it? So if you had an imagination and you have you have wisdom, until you execute them and you make those things reality, is that when you become a visionary? What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know. I'm really interested, because these are questions that I'm asking myself and I don't know. I'm an adult, yes, but I don't know these things. I'm putting myself on the spot. Please, somebody help me out with your comments, and please feel free also to call in to share what your thoughts are. In the meantime, I'm going to show you some books right now. So let me show you some of the books that we have available. Since HMT is coming up, we're really preparing very much for this HMT this year, and we want to make sure that you have the best HMT ever. And because Dr. Sunday wrote 50 books during his Golden Jubilee, and we know that a lot of you want this book, some of you are not able to order them on Amazon, some of you are able to order them, but haven't had the time, or for one reason or the other. Christmas is coming up, and I'm thinking, just like an English girl that I am, English, or should I say Nigerian English that I am, the first thing on my mind is that Christmas is coming. What a great idea for you guys to buy these books as gifts for your loved ones. And if you know anyone, even if you're not coming to Ukraine, you know somebody that is coming to Ukraine for HMT, it's an opportunity to ask them to purchase some of this book for you, because they'll be far more cheaper than what you will get them for when you are on Amazon. We made this because people are coming for HMT. They need to study some of these books. So we've reduced the price because of HMT, for HMT. But why not extend that to other people that have friends and family that can bring this book to them? We thought, why not? And also the team are also working on being able to send this book to you anywhere in the world. But we're working on 2 countries at the moment. We're working on Nigeria and US. But if there are demands for any other country, then we will do so. So please let us know if you're interested in this. You can either message me or message any members of the team that you know. Hi, Aisha. Good evening. I see that you've just come in. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to turn the camera right now so that you can see the books, and I'm just going to go through them briefly. I'm not going to do an elaborate overview of them. It's just go by their titles and just give them a definition for you. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm going to turn the camera. All right. So this is the first one. So it says Nigeria and the Leadership Question. Nigeria and the Leadership Question. I'm so glad that this is the first book that's picked up, because this book is one of my favorite books, and I have read this book. I love it so much. It gave me such insight about Nigeria, about leadership, about responsibility. So this book is a fantastic book. So that's number 1. Number 2, Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. This book is a great book for me personally, okay? And I don't think it's just about Nigeria. I think this book is about your life. It says only God can save Nigeria. I think that it says only God can save Mayowa, not Nigeria. Really, or you can put your name there, and what a myth. This book would help you, especially if you have a religious mindset and you think that you have to wait for God to do things. It's about nations, but it also pertains to the people in the nation, which is us, which is me and you. We are the one that are in the nation. We are the one that makes a nation what it is. And this book would really help you with your life, and really even your relationship with God. This will really help you to love God more, because you would realize that God has given you so much already, and you don't need to ask him for this and that in order to execute things that you need to do. So I love this book. I think that this is one book that everybody should get. Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. That's one. And then How to Build a Secured Financial Future. How to Build a Secured Financial Future is a great book. Even just looking at the title, who doesn't want to build a secure financial future? I don't know. Just for that alone, I'm purchasing this book. I think I've got it on my Kindle already, but I like paperback. I like the handling of books and turning of pages. So this book is a must read for anybody who wants a secured financial future. And then this one, oh my God, okay. The Mountain of Ignorance. This book, oh my God, I was really embarrassed when I started reading this book, because ignorance is not something that I even think of as something that a word that anyone will use to describe me. But whole and behold, guess what? I actually describe myself now as an ignorant because of this book. And it's just so much insight in there to make me realize where I have been ignorant and the type of ignorant person that I am. It's not even just one. I think this is worth to buy for everybody, young and old. Buy it for them. Apologize for the title, but they will thank you later. Believe me, they might think that, the Mountain of Ignorance, why are you getting me this or whatever. Especially, if they're in the West, they might feel like, or even Nigeria, anybody can feel offended by the word ignorance. But believe me, they will be thanking you later on. This is a fantastic book. It will really help you. Yes. And then we have How to Regain Your Lost Years. How to Regain Your Lost Years. This book, I think that this would be a great Christmas gift for everybody. This would be a great Christmas, especially people that maybe they're over 30. I would start from. I know there's some people saying that it would be great for people that are over 40. But I think that even people that are 30 or over, this would be a great book, because, it doesn't matter how young you are, you have lost some years, especially if you've been a religious person or you've been engaging in certain things in life, the mundane things that we think in life that we have to do, or we've just been going by traditions or what other people have told us that is the right thing to do, like go to school when you finish school, which is right, don't get me wrong. When you finish school, then, once you finish school, then get a place or get a house and then get married, or the other way around, get married and then get a house and then start having babies. And, we're just doing all these things without really thinking what we want individually, what we want to do with our own lives individually. So this book will really help you to come back and regain what you've lost. Miles Monroe. This is a book that Sunday wrote for his friend after he passed during a tragic accident. And this book, apparently, I heard that this book is Dr. Sunday's wife, who is Pastor Bosse Adelaja. This is her favorite book. She absolutely loved this book. And knowing her in the way that I do, I think that she's the woman of a few words, but very sound. And if she likes this book, this is a book that I need to check out myself. So that's a good recommendation from the person that is saying she loves it. So go ahead and get this one, especially if you love Miles Monroe. Monroe. Excuse me. Okay, Poverty Mindset versus Abundance Mindset. I think this one is for everybody, no matter where you're from or what your level is. I think you should read this just for the knowledge, because sometimes we are operating on the mindset that we shouldn't be operating on, and without us knowing which is which, then we wouldn't know what to do. So I would encourage everybody to get this book. It's Poverty Mindset versus Abundance Mindset, just so that you can compare and contrast and make sure that you don't operate in the poverty mindset. Thank you. And then we have The Law of Difference. This is a great book. I mean, it's a bit hefty read, but I think in terms of like content, it's got a lot in it. But I think that this is a must read for everybody, because this is one of the challenges in life, where we're all different, but we don't want to accept our differences. We just want to we say that we say everybody should be different, everyone is different, but really we don't like people because of their differences. But if you understand the law of difference and you appreciate differences, you have an easier, better, more fulfilling life. And I think this book would help you to achieve that. Thank you. And then we have The Kingdom Driven Life. The Kingdom Driven Life is one of the Dr. Sunday's bestsellers. You know, this book is something that you would see anyone, most Christians would have this book. Most people that really want to meet God and, you know, understand God, you know, understand the heart of God, they usually go for this book. The Kingdom Driven Life is a bestseller. A lot of people love this book. Unfortunately, I haven't read this book, but it's in my to read list. I think it's in my top 10. I'm not sure if it's in the top 10, but it's on my list. I'm not sure if it's in top 10, but get this book. I think you'll be blessed by it. Life is an Opportunity. I love this book, and this book changed my life. You know, I didn't even realize how much it was changing my life until my life changed. This book was probably the book that helped me to get to be sitting here where I am right now, because after reading this book, I realized that, you know, there's nothing holding me. There's nothing holding me from doing the things that I want to do. There's nothing holding me from making decisions. There's nothing holding me from seeing life as an opportunity. The life truly is an opportunity, and I start appreciating the little things about life and making decisions and doing the things that I need to do. I love this book. I cannot thank this book enough. I'm so grateful that Dr. Sunday wrote this book. And, you know, anyone that reads this book that doesn't change, that his or her life doesn't change 360 degrees, I will give them their money back, because this is a beautiful book. Create Your Own Net Worth. Honestly, this is a fantastic book that I think that everybody would need. You know, who doesn't want to create their own net worth? I know that I always work in the corporate environment, and they talk about creating your own network, but not net worth. So net worth is even far for me more important than network. But they're both important, but for me, net worth is important. And in my net worth, I would have good network. So this is a book I think everyone should have. Every man has a worth. Not every man has a net worth. And that's an interesting quote there, is right at the top of the book. So I would definitely get this book. I have it already actually on Kindle. I haven't read it yet, but please, this is something I'm just suggesting books that you could get for Christmas as a gift for people. I think this is a fantastic book to read. And then we have Insulted by Ungodliness. Insulted by Ungodliness is an interesting book. I think this delivers you from being religious. It says raising a generation of the provoked in every nation. So this is a book I think that would help you to stand up as a son of God. This is a fantastic book as well. So if you're interested in this book, let us know. We will get it to you. Then, oh my God, this book is a troublemaker book. Warning alert. I'm going to warn you about this one. Stop Working for Uncle Sam. Stop Working for Uncle Sam is a troublemaker book. If you don't know, okay, what happens with this book is that after reading this book and you're working, you're employed, you're going to want to leave your job. I'm telling you that now. You're going to want to leave your job, because I know at least 2 people that have read this book and have resigned from work. So if you don't want to resign from work, maybe this is not one you should read. But if you're dissatisfied with your life or what you're doing, then this book might help you, give you ideas. You're not just going to resign and not do anything. If you resign, you would have ideas, and there will be more things, the great exploit that you're going to do. So don't worry, this is a book that is worth it, and you can get this book as well. And then this one, I love this book because of the title alone, you know, 7 tips to self-fulfillment. I want self-fulfillment. I think everybody wants self-fulfillment in life, and this has 7 tips for you to have self-fulfillment. What more can I say? It's spoken for itself. Who don't want to be fulfilled? And this book, Money Won't Make You Rich, everybody loves this book, and it's got a lot of reviews and how it's changed people's lives. It's changed me in the sense that I really am more conscious about money. I worked in the banking industry for many years, probably over a decade. I not even probably, as a matter of fact, over a decade. And after reading this book, I have more perspective on money than I did for 10 years of working in a financial environment, in a financial sector. So it's a must read for everybody. You would know money in a different way. You understand it as a tool and you use it as such. And, you know, it's a great book. Church Shift is another great book. It goes with, it's one of Dr. Sunday's old books that he wrote many years ago. So it's Church Shift and Kingdom Driven Lives. I've seen so many people read it in the train. When I was in England, I always see people reading this book. So this tells me something. That's even before I knew who Dr. Sunday was then. So I guess this is one of the books that, you know, is really worth reading. And then there's another one, The Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius. I mean, that's even easy, you know, just the title alone, it tells you how to be a genius. You know, we always hear this, geniuses born or made. Now we realize that they are born, they are made. We are all born anyway, but you can be a genius as well. It's not pertaining to special people that have special gene and they're born in certain environment. No, you can also be a genius. I will encourage you to get this book and get it also for young people, for the youth during Christmas. Thank you. What to do with your time? Perfectly. I like the fact that the book that came before this was Geniuses, it was about geniuses, and this book, What to Do with Your Time. I think this book, you should really get it for any young person that you have, including yourself, of course, as an adult. But if you have young people around you, you really need to get them this book, because when I was young, I always wondered what to do with my time. So most of the time, I don't know what to do with my time. You know, after my homework, coming back from school, even to adulthood, I realized that because of those habits as children, I do what I need to do, but I don't know what to do with the rest of my time. So I think this is important that we get this and we help the young people to cultivate the habit of knowing what to do with their time very early. But adults also can get it. Then the other one I have is How to Become a Developed Nation Through the Dignity of Labor. This book, I think everybody needs to chew this book, because religion has made us so lazy. We're interested in God's miracle, God doing this for us. We can't even do a lot of things for ourselves. And even some of the quotes from religion or religious people, that one day favor is better than 1,000 years of work or whatever. You know, those kind of cliche, meaningless quotes that have got us so lazy. This one will deliver you from that. It will get you out of that and to understand the dignity of labor, that actually doing things to earn and gain what you want in life. This is a beautiful book. I think everyone should get. This one here, Where There Is Problem, There Is Money. I mean, who doesn't want money? Okay, everybody wants money, but you know, we don't want problem. And if we are running from problems, then we don't want money, but we complain that we want money. So this book will help you to balance the relationship that you have between problems and money. I think that is an amazing book, and it's so well written. It's a must read for everybody. Thank you. And then we have here How the Nigerian Economy Can Overtake the American Economy. These are the books that I call blueprints. There are a few of those books, and there's another one, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. The how-to books are fantastic for individuals as well. They're not just for the topic that is in there, but it's for you as well to know how to achieve greatness. You know, whatever it says about the nations or country is something that you can achieve for yourself as an individual as well, which subsequently it would extend to the countries, whatever you achieve would extend to the country and the nation that you're in. So these are fantastic books. Get them both, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World and How the Nigerian Economy Can Overtake the American Economy. Wow, I love those two books. Okay, those are the two books now that we the last two books. Thank you very much, Jules. Okay, guys, that took a long time. I felt like I was going through that with a breeze, like whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you very much, Aisha. You're just sending me so much love. I feel so warm around here, honestly. You're just sending me this much love online. I wonder what I'll get with you face to face. Thank you so much. Hello, Sunday, how are you? Thank you for joining. Oriyomi, good evening. Giovanni, how are you? Stop Working for Uncle Sam is what I am reading now. Well done, Giovanni. What are your thoughts on that book? I know we're discussing attributes today, which is visionary. Visionary. That's the attribute that we're discussing this evening. But Giovanni just said, I'm reading Stop Working for Uncle Sam right now. Maybe you could give us a short synopsis of what not synopsis, your thoughts on what you've read so far. It would be good so that other people will know. Hello, thank you very much, Stella. How are you? Thank you. Rufaro, I hope it's not frozen anymore. Hello, Jude. Good evening. Jane said, being a visionary. Jane is the only one that is now responding to the question that I asked earlier, which was, what makes somebody a visionary? I know from the definition, but I also extended the question from, are you a visionary? Because the definition says planning the future with imagination or wisdom. And I asked the question that, is this just planning? What about executing? Because a lot of us have imagination. Even children have imagination, but and wisdom, But does that make you a visionary, or it comes when you execute those things? So if you have any idea, please let us know, because it's a question I'm genuinely asking, because I'm not quite sure. Being visionary is being insightful, having original ideas, and putting those ideas into practice. And I believe DS has the attribute, considering the idea he has been sharing with the world through his teaching. Absolutely beautiful, Jane. That's really good. I think you've got it spot on there, in terms of being insightful, original ideas, putting those ideas into practice. Yes, that's what I want to know, because a lot of us have so many ideas that we don't actually make happen. I don't know why, but it's something that we really need to do to make it happen. And I think God has really put everyone settled everyone in terms of giving you ideas, giving us ideas, and also giving us wisdom. But we need to use them. We need to make them happen and practical and executed and, reality, not something that just goes on in our head and doesn't happen. So thank you very much, Jane, for that. Okay, Aisha is saying she loves all the book. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so is anyone else got anything? Hi, John. How are you? So anyone else got anything that they want to share with me about visionary? I think Jane is spot on in terms of Dr. Sunday being a visionary, in terms of what he's been sharing with us. And I think that's absolutely true. For me, it's quite easy, being here in Dr. Sunday's house. I see a lot of the things that he does and how much of a visionary he is, even with some of the ideas that he comes up with. Let me give you some examples. Let me just talk a little bit about Dr. Sunday. I think it's important just to home in on the point and what I understood by visionary. He's an absolute visionary. All the people that selected this attribute, they're spot on in selecting them. I was part of them, but I really didn't know how important they are. I was part of them when it came in that, okay, yes, I agree with this or no. But I see the examples every day. I'll tell you, with Dr. Sunday, he's very involved with everything in terms of understanding of everything, not involved in the nitty-gritty. He will give you ideas. He has so much imagination. Let's say most of the people that I know of Dr. Sunday's generation, they usually give one excuses or the other when it comes to, let's say, social media or the internet or technology, for example. Do you know that Dr. Sunday even know much more than I know with technology? I can't believe it. He's like a 50-year-old. I'm over 20 years younger, So for somebody like him to be giving us examples of how we could do things on social media, what we need to do, and he thinks ahead. It's not just now. He even thinks about what we can do with social media that is not yet existed yet. I'm just so shocked that how does this 50-year-old man knows this? And I know a few pastors, I know people his age, even to use like devices alone, like an iPad, is such a chore. Like they don't know what to do. They're like, oh, this is just too much for me, So for me, like somebody like him that he knows many subjects. So if you want to ask him about economy, you already know from the books that he's written. I don't need to tell you this. If you want to ask him about relationship, he'll give you a full answer about relationship. About women, he knows everything about you could possibly ask. About men, he knows everything. Children, he knows everything you could possibly ask. Unless if you've got even a higher level of understanding, he has all this understanding, and also he can tell you that, okay, this is what you should do, this is what you should do at this time. Absolutely is a visionary for me personally. I think that exemplify him as a visionary. But also what Jane said in terms of what he shares with us on social media, what he shares in his daily teachings, for example, it takes a visionary to do that, because you know, these are some things, for example, with these teachings now, these are things that people are saying that, you know, you shouldn't do. You know, many people, I don't know, most people, maybe a handful of people are saying that do it, and people are starting to see the essence, the importance, the value of showing the videos and talking about these things. But a lot of people know it only takes a visionary to see these things are wrong, or these doctrines or these behaviors are wrong, and let's alert people to it so that they do not become victims. Especially if you're surrounded in a world where everybody is seeing this as a norm, and don't touch the anointing. Everybody would rather not touch the anointing than even believe in God. So it takes a visionary to know, to align themselves with God, and know that their only allegiance is with God. It's not with any man or any woman's approval. You know, it's under instructions from God to do what he needs to do. So you have to have some sort of connection. Yesterday was saying the things that, the reason why he does what he does, and how he is bold to do them. I remember he said that it's under instruction, that's a given. He has solitude, he has a relationship with God, and there's a fourth one, I can't remember it now, but that is a mindset of a visionary. You know, it sees beyond now and what is happening right now. He sees ahead. And a visionary, like Dr. Sunday always says, that I'm planning 300 years ahead. So it might be here with us, here and now, but it's planning 300 years ahead. Do you know, even to plan a year ahead for me is such a challenge. So I really want to learn this. I really want to learn this, how to be a visionary, because I also want to be able to plan and predict my life, even 10 years ahead. If I plan 10 years ahead from wherever I am, I think, you know, my life will be great. And this is why I also think that visionary is an important attribute for us all to cultivate. So thank you. I hope you guys would have put some comment. I'm going to read your comment now. Aisha said DSA is a visionary because of all his insightful daily teachings, and he practices everything he teaches. He is incredible. He's an incredible thinker too. Thank you very much. And then there's a lot of love, and there's a love and clap, lots of clapping. Thank you very much, Aisha. Me too, Maiwa. I think yes, I do. Even if I can just plan 10 years ahead. I know in planning they would say, oh, plan your 5 years ahead, 20 years ahead. I think the maximum they've said is 20, no more than that. But you know, somebody can plan 300 years ahead, even when you're no longer here. You know, to have that mindset that I want to plan 300 years ahead. I used to think that what's the point of even planning 300 years ahead? I'm not here. What do I need to plan for? But you see, this is the heart of a visionary. You know, even when he's not here, he's planning for the people that's yet to come. You know, this is an amazing attribute to cultivate. And you know, every attribute, when I look at them in depth, I really understand that these are God's attributes himself. This is the attributes that you will find in Jesus, because Jesus died for us. He's a visionary. So it's somebody that has Jesus, I would say, he has imagination and wisdom, you know, more than we could ever be able to fathom. I understand that. Okay, so when I'm saying this, I'm not trying to say Jesus is like human. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that we can also cultivate this to the level of human at the least. And this particular attribute really explained Jesus to me as well. You know, before we were born, he already died for us. He already died for our sins. He knows the life that we're going to live now, even before you were born. You know, he took care of everything. He knew your friends, your family, everything that you need as a human being is already provided for you. So, and he gave you everything with wisdom. So you came through this certain parents, you came through from a certain country, a certain environment. Those things you had no control of. It took a visionary to put those things in place, the language you speak, your stature, the way you look as well. These are the things that Dr. Sunday made me realize as well, you know, that the way I look, everything is in God's plan. God deliberately did all this. It's not a fluke. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to do this and make this person look this way. No, he planned everything. He saw my future. He saw what is going to happen for him to present all this and made me this way that I am. So if you have that understanding alone, it just gives you great pleasure just to be a son and daughter of God. You know, that this is what God has in mind. God has me in mind. You know, even for dying for us alone, we know that he has us in mind. And to say his imagination, and we gives with the imagination and his wisdom, he gave us everything the way that we are. So anyone that is worried about, you know, I was just created like this, no, God had you in mind. He knows what he's doing. It gives me great comfort to even have that understanding that God is a visionary, and what I have as the way, even the way that I look, is all in his plan, and everything that happens is all in his plan. I'm so grateful for that, and I need to do my own part as well. So I'm so grateful for that knowledge. Hi Toyin, good evening, thank you for joining. So what else is just realizing I have a lot of land to cover on Pastor's books. You know what, Don? You're not the only one. You are not the only one. I think a lot of us are like that. My only solace right now is that I'm listening to him daily, you know, and I don't just listen to him in broadcast. I also listen to him by going to Sunday Adelaja Official, Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. That's my only solace for the understanding I have, that I have a lot of ground to cover. I have a little plan in my head, which is I've put together, and also I did write some things down in my productivity diary, which that, you know, I will read all the Nigerian books, everything to do with Nigeria, because I have more understanding. This is something else. Maybe this is where I have imagination and I'm a visionary. Wisdom is that I'll read everything pertaining to Nigeria, all the books that is written about Nigeria, and then I'll read the other ones that which are self-development, like how to do this, how to do that. I'll read that as well, and then I'll start picking topics, areas that I know that I lack, and I need to develop in. You know, I have my little plans. The Nigerian one is a must for me, because I really want to understand Nigeria and know a lot more, so that I can be more involved in the planning and the Nigerian projects that is coming, that Dr. Sunday is involved in. And then the second aspect is that I want to also look at areas that I need to develop myself, self-development. Maybe I'm lacking something like, okay, for example, there's a book that Dr. Sunday is Being in the Here and Now. I think I really need to work on that, because I might have knowledge, but if I'm not here and now, I don't have certain understanding, I'm always thinking different things. I think that book will help me. So yes, that's how I'm going to work on it. But Don, that's a good point that you've made. Giovanni says, my God, the book is mind-blowing. I know this is Giovanni that is reading the book, Stop Working for Uncle Sam. I now know that I have to work for a few years, then save, then invest, so that my money will be working for me, so that I can use it for the priority purpose, which is the kingdom of God. Wow, I think that was a good analysis that you've given us there. Thank you very much, and a really good overview. So the book Stop Working for Uncle Sam by Dr. Sunday, Giovanni's review is that this book is mind-blowing, and that now he knows that he only needs to work for a few years, and while he's working, save money, invest the money, and then use the money to let the money work for him, so that he can focus and make priority his purpose, which is the kingdom of God. Well done. Thank you very much for that. I can't see any other comments from anyone. Giovanni's okay, saying the book is really good. Hi Stella. All right, so guys, we are back on this visionary. I just want to read another definition before we go now. The other definition is usually a good one, and I'll just read what it says. Visionary, you have got big ideas, crazy ideas. So if you're a visionary, it means that you've got big ideas, crazy ideas. Who do you know that is like that? I know one person. Big ideas, crazy ideas, unreal. Like the Nigerian Transformation Project is almost unreal. I've only just started to kind of like calm down about the vision that Dr. Sunday has for Nigeria, that I actually think that is, is something that is actually possible and it can make happen, because he's so convinced. He knows what he's talking about. He's got a blueprint to make it happen. Hi Laura, good evening. Hi Joke, good evening. Thank you for joining. So that already is telling me that this is one visionary already, just about the Nigeria. If we don't even talk about anything else like the broadcast and everything that's happening, but the Nigerian Transformation Project tells you something. Somebody that is who's written a book that says that how the Nigeria economy can overtake the American economy. Can you believe that a developing nation can overtake a developed nation that is really well known? That's the world currency now, dollars. To say that person is not messing around, that person is a visionary. So let me continue with this definition. You've got big ideas, crazy ideas, but forward-thinking ideas. So they're forward-thinking ideas, they're thinking ahead. Ideas that just might change the way the world works. Of course, that's Dr. Sunday. And that can be you and I as well. You are considered a visionary. Visionaries are ahead of their time. Wow, this is a fantastic definition. Always thinking creative. You could say that a visionary can envision that what the future holds and come up with solutions that fits the picture. Wow, this definition seems like it kind of like encapsulate Dr. Sunday, especially with the Nigerian Transformation Project. So somebody that can see ahead, somebody that can envision what the future holds, and then find solutions to suit that picture, to fit that picture. Fantastic definition. And then he went on saying that those wild ideas aren't always met with appreciation though. So this is talking to me actually, that those ideas of visionaries, they were not always met with appreciation. And I think that's also with many people, not just me, in the world. Especially, if you remember with Dr. Sunday's Nigerian Transformation Project, I used to read a lot of notes from people or comments saying that how you going to do it, you're just talking because you're in Ukraine. If you're on ground, you wouldn't say the same thing. It's impossible. People have not been able to achieve that. Nigeria is doomed, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he just stays steadfast, stayed focused in what he believes in, and he knows that he can achieve. He's got the plans, he's got everything ready to make it happen. So this tells me something that, yes, it's true. No, people don't always believe visionary. People don't always appreciate visionaries. So yes, this is him to the T. And then skeptics think that visionary aren't grounded in reality. Wow. And usually the visionaries tells them to stop being so short-sighted. I love this definition. This definition really kind of put a lot of things for me into perspective, and I love it that I have this understanding and this definition. So it could be crazy ideas that you have. People won't believe you. This happens all the time, especially as individual. Even when we want to start small businesses, family and friends, they might not believe us. They might not believe that we're capable of doing this, and they might be skeptical. They might be people that thinks that they won't give us support or not appreciate what we're trying to do. So at least now you're in good company. You're in good company of visionaries. So if you have that situation with you or in your life where, people don't believe you from what you're saying that you want to do, you want to achieve, they think that, oh, what's this person talking about? What's this my son or my daughter thinking about? Or my friend, you can't do it, or it's not possible, you're going to get yourself into trouble. I used to hear that a lot, that I stopped telling people what I want to do. They're just so discouraging. They just kind of like, oh, it's going to be tough, or this, that, I even find myself doing the same thing, but I soon learned that not to do that because, it's something that I don't actually appreciate. And then for some reason I was doing the same thing. But in any case, what I'm trying to say now is that if you have that situation where people are saying to you, what do you want to do? This is so difficult. This is not the norm. This is something that, you shouldn't be touching on or whatever. All these kind of things should inform you that you're in good company and you're in the company of visionary according to this definition. So don't be afraid. Go ahead and do what you need to do, and do it with boldness, do it with conviction. Like Dr. Sunday, anything Dr. Sunday does, right? He will tell you that I'm going to do it better than anybody. I mean, that language at first used to sound like, oh, this guy is not modest. It's just like being an English girl. I always think, wow, look at what he's saying. He's going to do it better than anybody else. But you know what? I do the same thing now. All I want to do is that everything that I do must be better than anybody else can do it. Not competing with anyone, but do it even the best that I can do, the best that I'm capable to do. So I really love this definition. I'll read it out very quickly again so that other people also can take this definition and make use of it before we close today. It says, visionaries, you've got big ideas, crazy ideas, but forward thinking ideas. So they're just not crazy and all over the place. They are forward thinking ideas. Ideas that change the world, ideas that make things happen, ideas that bring solution. They are forward thinking ideas. And then ideas that just might change the world, with the way the world works. You're considered a visionary if you're that way. Visionaries are ahead of their time. Beautiful. Always thinking creatively. You could say that a visionary can envision that what the future holds and come up with solutions that fits the picture. Beautiful. And then he went on to say, those wild ideas aren't always met with appreciation though. So just be alert, okay? Don't be offended. Just know that as a visionary, a lot of people might not appreciate your ideas. So just know that, it's good to know and be prepared for it. That if people don't appreciate your ideas, it's not the end of the world. You still know that you are in good company. And then it says, skeptics think that visionary are not grounded in reality. And usually the visionary tells them to stop being so short-sighted. So this is a beautiful definition. So it's something that we should all know that, yes, other people might not think what we're doing is the right way or is the right thing to do, or we're not grounded, but you know better. You have your conviction. Like Dr. Sunday is a very good example of that with everything that he does. Live broadcasts, showing videos, standing up to religious cabals, standing up to so-called fathers of faith, and correcting things that God has sent him and God has given him conviction over, standing up to what he believes in, fighting for the right things, and just spreading out information, working very hard. All these things are amazing, and these are the things that we need to cultivate as visionaries. Favor Martin says, please, which book is that? Which book are you talking about, Favor Martins? You know that Sunday has written several books. And if you want to know the titles of the books, you can go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon and just type in Sunday Adelaja. You see all the books that he's written. They're all on Amazon, and there are more coming up in the next few days. So we will be doing a book review, and the book review will be with Dr. Sunday himself. Today we were talking about an attribute of Dr. Sunday that we all love, which is visionary. And I just gave a definition of that, and I just talked a little bit about it as well. So, and I also showed some books that we have available here in Ukraine. So if you know anybody that is coming for the HMT, which is History Makers Training, from the 5th to the 12th of November, please ask them to help you to get some of this book. We're going to put discounts on this book so that you'll be able to get them for cheaper than you would on Amazon. But it would only help you if you know somebody who can get it for you, bring it for you. We are also working on the logistics to get it in post to you. So if that's an avenue that we're going to take, then we will let you know. But you can start making your orders now on these books. The books that I've shown you. So Favor Martin, that's the all of Dr. Sunday's books. They're available on Amazon, but better still, you can ask us and we can deliver for you. Oh, Favor Martin says you have 18 DSA books. Well done, Favor Martin. I might call you to do a review with you, Favor. So you tell me which one you've read, and then we'll do a review together. What do you think about that? I think it would be a good idea for us to do that. Idori says, I would like to find a way of getting these books into my state. Still figuring this out as I am not based in my state. Okay, Doreen, you can email me, should I say message me on Messenger, Mayowa Olaya, because I'm not understanding exactly what you're saying here. I know you want to get it to your state, but you're not based in your state. So let me know which state you're in and how you want to do that. Or maybe you want us to rub minds on how you can get to the state. Then we have Don saying, I'm talking about downloading, or for his book, I will position and join in distribution in Nigeria. Okay, Don, let us know. Let us know your plans on that, or your proposals on that. I just realized that I should work in DSA's farm in promoting these books, especially the IT broadcast, which I will start from tomorrow. I would like to know if I'm infringing on pastor's copyright. Okay, Don, just write to me, Mayowa Olaya, because again, this is something that I would like more understanding on. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Don. So write to me on Messenger and we can pick it up from there. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today. Please share this, continue to share, and invite other people as well. And if you've got any ideas, any comments, please feel free to write or write to me directly. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We'll see you in just under an hour now, about 58 minutes. No, more than that, less than that. Let's say 50 minutes, okay? Let's just agree. We'll see you in 50 minutes. Dr. Sunday is going to continue his teachings tonight. I can't wait. I hope so. I hope you also cannot wait. I'll see you in 50 minutes. Take care. Bye.